Dude, TJ. Hey man, we're rolling.
Were you followed?
What?
I okay, look. Right. Dude, check this out. This is just between you and me. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Like
yeah.
nobody can hear us right now. Okay,
No.
just you and me. Okay. I've uncovered something. I've uncovered a conspiracy theory that goes all the way to the top. Okay.
Okay.
Just keep your voice down. God damn it. Okay, check this out. Dress to Kill is a concept album. I'm serious, dude. I thought of this. I thought of this on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. Okay, so I thought of this all by myself. Okay, dude, if this gets out, I don't know, man. But okay, you think I'm crazy? Look, you think I'm crazy now, but in 3 to 5 minutes, you are going to be totally on board with this shit. Okay, okay, seriously, my this shit is airtight. Okay, listen to this. All right, the songs on Dress to Kill tell a story in order. You don't have to rearrange anything. You don't have to rewrite anything. You just need to listen to it with the right perspective. Okay. So we're going to go through this track by track and I'm going to tell you how this works. All right. Okay. So we start with room service. Room service
Uh,
introduces us to our main character. Okay. Now it's not necessarily Gene or Paul. This is just a character. Okay. So this guy is a shithead. Okay. He he's a player. Okay, he obviously
all right.
sticks his dick in anything that moves. Okay, whether it's a stewardess in a tight blue dress or whatever. Okay, this guy is fucking everything that moves. Okay, so so this is the kind of guy that he is. So we get to track two, and one of these girls cheats on him.
Mm,
She's a two-timer. Okay,
okay.
but like most shitty guys, he's got like a double standard, right? Okay, so he can screw all these girls, but one girl cheats on him, and all of a sudden, oh, poor me, I've been cheated on. Okay,
All right.
so what does he do about it? He visits a brothel,
Mm,
ladies in waiting.
okay.
Okay, and he spends all his money. Okay, he's feeling bad about himself. He goes to this brothel, spends all his money, and so where does he go from there? What is he going to do from there? He's got to leave town, get away.
Clearly. Clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's nothing for him here anymore. Okay, I know I gotta go. Got no dough. Yeah, no shit. You spent all your dough on the ladies in waiting in the last song. Okay,
You got to get
so
away.
you got to get away,
Yeah.
right? So so then he's out of so he leaves town. I don't know where he is. Okay, but he has hit rock bottom. Okay, he's doing bad, man. He's still a shithead about women. Okay, he's not learned his lesson at all yet. Because you ought to treat me good. You never treat me like you should. Okay, he thinks everyone else is the problem, not him. Okay, right. He's
Hmm.
he's one of those guys. Okay, but then he meets a woman
Okay.
so amazing
Mm.
that he is begging her to give him a chance. Come on and love me.
Just come on. Come
Come on,
on.
come on, come on and love me. With you get me on my knees, you can do as you please. Come on and love me. Okay,
Okay.
and they're vibing, right? Okay, because he's a Capricorn and she's a Cancer, which totally explains why we always made fun of that song because Paul says he's a Capricorn, but he's
Yeah.
not a Capricorn. He's what is he, an Aquarius, I think.
It's
Okay,
not Paul.
but that it's not Paul. That's why. That's
Goosebumps.
why. I see.
Goosebumps.
I'm
Yes.
telling you. Right. Okay, it's the character that the concept album is about, right? Okay, so he is totally under this woman's spell, and he will do anything for my baby.
Okay.
Okay, he is absolutely subservient to her. It might even be love.
Mm,
Imagine that. Here's a concept that the guy probably hasn't even thought of yet.
mm.
Okay, and why is it? What is it about this woman that is, that has turned this guy around? We find out in She. Okay, now ostensibly, like she is probably about a prostitute, but that fucks up my theory, so we're not going to go with that theory. So I'm interpreting it as that this woman is like a witch or
Okay.
some sort of ethereal being, or
Hmm.
possibly even an embodiment of the divine feminine,
She would
which
have to be. She would
is
have to be.
which is something
Yes.
that exists in all of us and can be brought out in all of us. Okay, it embodies kindness and empathy and vulnerability and patience and wisdom and love, and she's amazing. I mean, she's probably otherworldly.
Hmm.
Okay, so by the next song, he's got a completely reformed attitude, and he's going to love her all I can and try and understand the things that make her sad, the things that make her glad. Okay, he's got a reformed attitude about women, And so the last song is the finale, rock and roll all night. He's free to party.
Love it.
He's free to party with this woman who's a dancer and a romancer, and she
Wow.
keeps on dancing and the room gets hot. It's Dressed to Kill is a tale of redemption.
And love wins the day. I love
And
it.
it wakes and it makes way more sense than The Elder.
You don't need Bob Ezrin to make a good concept
No.
record. I love it.
Then again, Kiss Meets the Phantom makes more sense than The Elder.
My mind is absolutely blown. TJ just answered every single question you've ever had about the album Dress to Kill, except for one. Why is there a logo on the cover that only has one S? It's got to be a little mystery, a little mystery. But it is, in
Wow.
fact, a
Wait, what?
concept, right? Yeah,
Did did they cut one off when they go
they
all the way
did.
around?
Top right
Really?
corner. Yeah, pointing
I've
up.
never noticed that. Dude, what?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, pull it up.
Fuck.
Well, he's gone. I just have to say one more time that that whole concept about Dress to Kill being a concept record was absolutely brilliant. So you're going to want to rewind that, listen to it two or three more times because it was bulletproof. The theory is bulletproof.
Son of a bitch.
There it is. I told you.
What the hell?
All the years doing graphic design work, you never noticed.
Right? No. I would try to show it on camera, but it's so damn dark you can't really see it. Huh. I'd never noticed that. That's
Yep.
insane. Dude, good looking out.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
And with that, let me just say welcome to episode 12 of the Rip and Destroy podcast. We're going to have a lot of fun today. And before we do that, we're going to go back and revisit a couple previous episodes and just, tie a couple bows and wrap up a couple loose ends. One of which was from our last episode, episode 11, when we talked about the Spinal Tap moments of
Yeah.
Kiss and the Spinal Tap moment of yours truly when I ordered this ridiculous magazine off of
Oh
eBay.
yeah. Yeah,
There it
yeah.
is. Yep. So the unveiling for everyone. If you were paying attention, here it is. Sports Illustrated, red cover, and absolutely no Kiss blood in this.
No, and that's not even the one
Yeah.
that was purported to be the
Nah.
one with the kiss blood. No. You
I
got to
don't
get
even
the Big Bird cover.
I don't even know what we're gonna do with this one. Maybe
Uh,
it's for
yeah.
Patreon or something. We'll
Yeah,
put
we'll
it out there.
autograph it and give it away or something.
I got one
Because
more.
that's
It's
just what everybody wants is an issue of Sports Illustrated with two guys who hate sports finding it.
I got one more, and I want to save it till the end because I'm gonna need to vent my spleen a little bit. So before we get to that, you had some housekeeping.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just wanted to give it a shout out as usual to all of our new followers and subscribers on Instagram and YouTube. One of the guys from the Kiss Room followed us on Instagram. Cool, man. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. Got some more subscribers on YouTube and all that good stuff. So just thank you guys for following, for watching, for checking out all of our shenanigans. Keep spreading the word and enjoying the show. And I hope you dig what we do. We're keeping an eye on all of you too. So I hope this ends up being a collaborative effort that just spreads the love. So that's all I had really.
Agreed. Agreed. 100%. Well, last item. Full disclosure, there have been times throughout the course of this podcast adventure where I honestly thought to myself, "Are we being too harsh on Vinny?" Like, because there's been some stiff shots. Let's be honest. That's not the case anymore. Vinny is just out Vinnied himself. He out spinal tapped himself. Going back to the last episode of Kiss's spinal tap moments, he just
Say, Mike,
he's
how has he done that?
I don't want to say it. He's like, here, hold my salad. Hold my salad. Okay. Okay. So in today's podcast, we're going to talk about some of the lyrics that did not age well, right?
Right.
Vinny came up with something that did not age well before it was even born. It's so egregious. I'm a Guar fan and he's offended me. I'm clutching my pearls. It's so unbelievably bad. I don't want to say it. I
You
think
can say it.
if we were to say it, we should bleep it like Kill Bill. Like every time we say the ridiculous title of this stupid record, we bleep it like Kill Bill, and we'll say it'll be the only thing in the history of this podcast that we ever censor. You're more than welcome to share it with anybody who hasn't already heard it, but it's the
I
be
already
all
posted
end
it on
all.
Instagram.
It's the worst album title in the history of all mankind, and it will never be beaten.
I don't even think it's an album. I think it's a song.
Just a song, it's bad enough.
I think it's like a double-sided single. I think it's the same song on one. 7 inch or something because God forbid he come up with more than one song in 40 years.
Oh, unbelievable. It's 40 years, and this is what we get. Okay, go ahead. Share it with the world if they haven't heard it.
If you haven't heard it already, Vinnie Vincent is actually, this is actually real, working on a new track called Heavy Metal Poontang.
40 years, this is what we get.
I mean, going with keeping with the Spinal Tap theme, he could at least make the B-side Lick My Love Pump.
Oh, and with that, okay, so
Oh,
that's what we're
Vinnie,
talking
Vinnie,
about today.
Vinnie.
Because
Yeah.
I know I've had this conversation with my son. I think you've told me you've had similar conversations with your wife. There's always that moment where somebody knows you're a Kiss fan and they're like, "Yeah, but what about, you
Right.
know?"
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, what we're going to talk about today is something that's a little bit of an elephant in the room when it comes to Kiss. So, the title of the episode is, I think we're thinking about calling it "That Didn't Age Well." Well, there are Kiss songs that have not aged well, and I'm not talking about in the way Offspring's "Pretty Fly for a White Guy" didn't age well because they made a Ricky Lake reference. Okay, we're talking about songs that haven't aged well because, as I hope we all realize, societal norms have shifted quite a bit since the 70s. And a lot of Kiss lyrics are now would now be considered at best cringy and
mm,
at worst downright problematic. We're not trying to be buzzkills about this or anything, but look, I have a wife and I have a daughter. Okay, and let's face it, there are some Kiss lyrics that if a guy said some of that shit to or about my wife or my daughter, I would smash him right in the fucking grill.
mm, mm.
I don't care who you are, okay? So I see her dad, he's getting mad, you goddamn right I am. Okay. So I'll also, now let me say before we get a bunch of people jumping down our throat about this, like, okay, we get it. It was the 70s,
Mhm.
right? Okay, they're rock stars. Free love was still a thing. Groupies were a thing. This was before AIDS. I mean, attitudes were different. Every other band had the same kind of lyrics. They might have even been worse lyrics. They all did the same shit. We get it. Okay. And like I said, we're not trying to be buzzkills about this. These are songs and lyrics that we all grew up with and honestly have probably become a little bit desensitized to.
Mhm.
We don't even think about it anymore. But especially when you bring a new Kiss fan into the fold, in 2025, they might have some questions about why they say some of this stuff, and I think maybe it's worth talking about just
Yeah,
for this episode. So,
agreed.
but
And we're still gonna have fun with it, like
oh
everything we
yeah,
do.
because right, because as you know, we're givers.
We
So
give. That's
we
what we do.
give. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna offer some solutions.
Yeah, it's not just about the problems. You come with
No,
solutions,
we
right?
come up with we wouldn't just talk about the problems unless we had solutions. And so we're gonna offer some solutions in the form of maybe some rewriting, a
Yeah.
little retooling of some of the songs that are a little more offensive, and maybe to make them a little more palatable for today's generation.
We're gonna right some wrongs, and because TJ and I are both brilliant, it's not gonna be like George Lucas changes. It's gonna be more along the lines of like, like the Descendants when Milo tweaks a lyric because he's like, "Yeah, I wrote that when I was 15," and yeah, so he'll just
Right.
skip it or say something else. It's more along those lines of the brilliance of Milo Aukerman and the Descendants.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I think some of the stuff that I've come up with is nothing short of revolutionary. I mean, you heard my new theory on Dress to Kill at the top of this episode, so man, buckle up because it's going to get better.
The only bad thing is at some point we're gonna have to do episode 13, and how do we top this? Uh,
Oh, you'll find out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Yeah, no doubt.
Episode 13 is going to be something special. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Where do we start?
I feel like we should start with Making Love because that was the first one that you and I talked about.
That was it. I remember that conversation. That was
Yeah, we had
hilarious.
this conversation. It was hilarious. But yeah, I think that was kind of the impetus of, it was one of those things that we had that conversation and then later on we're like, God damn, we should have a podcast. So
Well, one of the problems I had before we even get to the lyrics is the same problem I have with All Night and Rock and Roll All Night, and that is I just turned 51 years old. At some point, usually around 9:15, I'm gonna have to go to sleep. I'm sorry. It just
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah, there's not so much rocking and rolling or and all night anymore.
Okay, but
So
yeah, I don't think we need to revisit the lyric as
I mean, I don't
written.
You know what? I think for posterity's sake, I don't think it's a bad thing to do so.
Okay.
I think everybody probably knows what we're talking about, and then I think I want to start with this one because it's probably the most blatant and most problematic lyric, probably in everything that Kiss has ever done, and
It's the
that
most
is
egregious. It certainly is.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is the word, yes, um, and that is, of course, the line that says "Red light, green light, don't say no." She says, "Stop, baby, go, go, go."
Mm.
Dude, that's a felony. Okay.
Yeah.
No, she says stop, you don't go, go, go. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we started talking about it, we came up with a couple of solutions. And do you remember what they were?
I remember mine, and this
Yeah.
is the one example where rhyme scheme be damned. I'm like,
Yes.
no, I'm not even gonna try to make it rhyme. I just said, I really want her. She says stop. Baby, respect her boundaries, consider a walk, maybe put in a movie, or maybe just call it a night. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think another one that we came up with was she says stop, baby say cool. I'm gonna go take a cold shower and watch some TV.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's acceptable. Okay. So there you go. Problem solved. So what's
Problem
next?
solved. So next, here's a big one. Christine.
Yeah.
I found
Yeah.
a simple
Poor
solution
young
to this one.
Christine.
Oh, Christine.
Oh,
But
Christine.
before we get into the lyrics, a
Yeah.
quick thought, and this is something that I've spent entirely too much time thinking of about over the years, and that's the uncomfortable fact that Gene was a teacher and he wrote Christine 16.
Ouch.
Sting was a teacher who wrote Don't Stand So Close to Me. Like,
Hmm.
eesh, oof,
Yikes. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, how are we going to fix that?
I came up with an easy solution.
Yeah.
One quick fix.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. This is the brilliance of my solution. Get this. You don't even have to re-record it. You just have to change the title. Call it
Okay.
Christy 60.
I
Next
think
time you
this.
listen to the song, have that in your head. It fits. It's perfect. It sounds like Christy 60 and it all
And
works except for one thing. Except for one thing. When I saw you coming out of the pharmacy that day, that's all you got to do. From
okay. Okay. Um, and
what
not
do you,
only that, it's updated for pretty much Kiss's current demographic. Okay. So I've actually got two solutions for this because obviously, I think the most problematic part in that song is the spoken word part.
Mhm.
The I don't usually say things like this to girls your age, but when I saw you coming out of school that day, I knew I got to have you, blah, 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 blah. So what I did was I just said, really the best way to adjust that is I don't usually say things like this to girls your age, but when I saw you coming out of school that day, I knew I had a serious problem and I needed therapy.
Oh, okay. There it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that rocks, right?
The first step is admitting you have a problem.
That's right. Yes. Yes, that's
Okay.
the road to healing. That's the road to healing. Now, the other solution I have requires even less of a rewrite than your solution.
Huh.
You could keep Christine 16 100% intact if you consider it being sung from the perspective of a boy aged 12 to 15.
Brilliant. Or
I, I
actually
don't use,
have it sung by somebody who's 12 to 15.
right.
Yep, yep, yep.
But
Okay.
yeah, she's an older girl, right? I don't usually say
Yes.
things like this to girls your age, but I had to have you. But, I'm also, working on my acne problem.
I would typically talk to a sophomore. Yeah, I'm just a freshman, so
So there's a solution. There's a solution for everything. And I think we've solved Christine 16.
I'm glad. It's not like it ever got any better because he would change up that rap, but it never got any better because he'd say,
Right.
and then Domino, he just doubled down on the same thing. Yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah. And he even changed that one when he sang it on TV. I do want to bring up though too, I mean, Paul did make a joke in an interview where he said that, now that they're getting older, they could change the name to Christine 60. He
oh,
did
there,
make that joke.
did he
He did
really?
make that joke in an interview. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, great minds think alike.
Right on.
Yeah,
Good job, Paul.
yeah. So at least he's thinking about it.
At least we're making the world a better place. I feel so
I
much
think we
better.
are.
I feel so much better than I
Yeah.
did 18 minutes ago. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there is more. What else you got?
Well, ladies in waiting.
Yes.
What would you do with that?
Oh boy, do I have a solution for ladies in waiting. Okay. So now the obvious answer for ladies in waiting is, again, it's got one really, really, I mean, the whole thing is about, like I said earlier, it's about visiting a brothel. There's not really any way to, sugarcoat that. But what I've done here is change the title and therefore the chorus as well. So we don't change any lyrics, including the worst lyric in the whole song, which of course is "So you bend to the market and the meat looks good tonight." Okay, we
Mhm.
don't like that. We don't like that. So I'm not even going to change that lyric though, because instead of visiting a brothel, this song is now about visiting a gas station and getting a hot dog. And the new name is Weenies Rotating. And the rest of the song falls into place.
I
So
wish
you
I'd
bend to
gone
the
for.
market and the meat looks good tonight. And the weenies rotating are going to show you what it's all about. The selection is inviting. They sure look hot tonight.
Damn it! I wish I would have gone first because that's so much better than mine.
We can redo
Seriously,
it.
no.
We can edit.
Okay, so uh, similar, thought there. I wanted to stick with the theme. I wanted to, again, I'm trying to change as little as possible, but still right the wrong. So sticking with the theme, this is what I came up with. So you've been to the market and the meat looks good tonight. Fillets marinating will show you what it's all about. You move on down the line, you pair it with a nice wine.
Ooh,
Fillets marinating.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought you would.
That hence the meat men shirt.
Yes. Well, I figure if we're gonna do an episode talking about inappropriate lyrics, it's the time and place to break out a Tesco V Meat Men shirt.
That's probably true. Yeah. I
Oh,
like it.
there's so many more. We're gonna have to revisit this and get to Fits Like a Glove and
Mm,
Take Me and Burn Bitch Burn. Obviously, I'm
yeah.
surprised
Yeah.
that one didn't make the cut. I do have to ask you about one though, because
What?
this came up a couple times when I was looking at, controversial lyrics. I was doing some research. One title came up a lot, and I got a problem with it, and that's Going Blind.
Hmm.
So, what are your thoughts on that one?
The thing about going blind is nobody knows what the hell that song is about to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's the weird lyric about the I'm 93 and you're 16, but actually the rest of the song doesn't entirely make it clear what their relationship is.
Hmm.
It doesn't necessarily come across that it's a romantic or sexual relationship. I mean, maybe he's got a crush on her because like, she's his caretaker or something. But I don't know what the hell that song is about. Do you?
Not at all. It is, as a matter of fact, I always thought if I ever had a chance, that's the one question I would ask Gene. But, hearing
Gene,
that
going blind. What the fuck?
exactly. But as many times as I've heard that song, I never got the impression that it was like Harold and Maude, that there was like a romantic element.
No, I
And,
didn't either.
and I also think that, Gene is not shy about his lyrics, obviously. So if that was
Right,
the case, I
right.
think it would be really blatant. So Going Blind, great song. I don't think it makes the cut.
Yeah. And I want to mention too that all these are great songs. Making Love is
Yeah.
one of the coolest. It's one of the
Hmm.
most badass riffs, man. It's so much fun to play. If you play guitar, you've heard me play that song, man. It's so
Yep.
fun. And I mean, Christine 16, I mean, it's a classic. Ladies in Waiting as far as it's not it's never was never a live staple, but as far as Dress to Kill goes, it's a good song. But, it's 2025 and they could use some tweaks. And I think the most important thing is that we got to show that we respect women and women are important and they don't need to be treated like meat at the market.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
With that in mind, I have one more
Yes.
thing to share. It's going to
What you
take a
got?
minute, but again, this is a wrong that's been festering for 41 long years, and we're going to put an end to that today. Because,
All right.
as noted, we give, we make the world a better place. So let me get this set up real quick. I did a little rewriting myself, and I read. Some of you Rip and Destroy faithful really like to party. Well, I want to tell you something. A couple days ago, I'd been partying myself, so I thought it was about time to go to the doctor to get myself checked out. You know what I'm talking about?
I go walking into the doctor's office. I go walking in. I got my appointment for 10:30.
I go walking in, It's about 10:15. You understand? Because it's recommended to show up 15 minutes early to get yourself signed in before your appointment. I go walking in, and the doctor's not there yet. I walk in.
I see a nurse with the biggest
Smile I've seen in a long time. Now, this girl's trying to be real professional. So I sit down and I start reading my magazine. Highlights. Now she goes walking by like I'm not really there, clearly distracted by the multitude of responsibilities requiring her undivided attention. She goes by me like this. Now I catch on real quick. So I said, "Excuse me."
I said, excuse me, nurse, could you come over here for me? She comes walking over to me. I said, bend down here, I got something to tell you.
And I don't want to say it out loud for fear of putting you in a position to potentially violate HIPAA. She bends down.
I grab a hold of her real quick.
Shake her hand, introduce myself. All of a sudden, she starts to catch on. So she says to me, "Why don't we start this examination a little bit early and get you out of here in plenty of time to beat traffic?" I said, "All right." She says to me, "Paul, why don't you take off your shirt?" Then she says to me, "Why don't you take off your pants?" Now I look at this girl. I say, "Honey, I'm feeling a little bit shy." She looks at me. I'm wearing my Levi's, my 501s, the real tight ones. So she walks over and kindly lets me know that there are private rooms available behind a curtain where I could change into a gown. She slid the curtain back and it went. She opens up the room. She reminds me that there are socks available because the floor is cold. She sticks her hand down the front of her lab coat pocket and she pulls out and she says to me, "Paul, here's a key for the locker. I'll let the doctor know when you're ready." There it is.
Well done, sir.
Oh, the most egregious example
Oh,
was not a song. It was the Animalized
no.
stage rap before Love Gun.
Yes.
So
Oh my
bad.
goodness. Oh,
Mm,
nicely done, my friend. If
thank you.
oh,
But
we are
here's
doing so much good for the world tonight.
but here's the funny thing about the original one. When he corrects her, he says, "It's not a pistol, it's a gun."
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay.
Oh, Paul. Oh, Paul.
Oh, Paul. Well, I think in all seriousness, like I said, these problematic lyrics should definitely be, taken with a grain of salt, but it doesn't make them okay. And but at the same time, we can't necessarily let them, ruin our fandom, ruin our love of Kiss. Just be smart, everybody, and treat everybody with respect.
Agreed. Agreed. Well said,
Yeah.
sir. So what's up for next time? This is exciting. What's going on?
Well, I don't really want to talk about everything just yet, but episode 13 is going to be a special episode. I am going to be on vacation, and we will be hopefully recording an episode while I am away, and you will find out where I'm going to be at and what the theme of the episode is going to be when you tune in to episode 13 in 2 weeks.
And then let's see, 2, 4, 6 weeks, episode 15, our
Yeah,
Halloween episode
yeah,
is going to
baby.
be fantastic because I too will be going on vacation. I'm going to sunny Wisconsin. We're going to do this live in living color. We'll be in the same room and we're going to cover all things Kiss Halloween. It's going to be
Yeah,
fantastic. As a matter of fact, if you look over my right shoulder,
I see that.
you'll see Miss Pac-Man, which means I'm in training. I'm getting ready. There's no way in hell I'm gonna beat you at any game on God's green earth. But I'm gonna give it the old college try. So I'm in
Yeah,
training. I'm getting ready, and it's gonna be a blast.
she's
There it
waiting.
is.
All right.
Spend a little time in the maze.
Yeah, baby. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. This has been episode 12 of Rip and Destroy. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Rip and Destroy Podcast. You can shoot us a Gmail at Rip and Destroy Podcast at gmail.com and subscribe to that YouTube and the Spotify as well. So until next time.
We'll see you.
Kill the Paul, Phil. Kill the Paul.